2, 1.
Hello and welcome to the Oakland baseball field at 88.3 FM WXOU and WXOU Sports. Today we're bringing you a baseball game here with the Oakland Golden Grizzlies facing the Northern Kentucky Norse. I'm your play-by-play guy, Brendan Pagel, and I'm joined with Kaylah today to bring you this great baseball game. As for weather, got a nice sunny day, a little bit windy, mid-50s, but overall, for baseball in Michigan, not too bad.
That it is. So, throughout this game, I'm looking forward to seeing a pretty exciting one. What about you, Brendan?
Yeah, I mean, it should be just a great time overall. It should be a great game, absolutely. And can't beat the weather for sure.
No, especially for April.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, a little wind, but again, you'll take bright sun and even mid-50s any day in April for Michigan for sure. As we are doing warm-ups, the Oakland starter is going to be the Troy native and Troy Athens High School graduate Hunter Pagel for the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. He comes in today with a 6.8 ERA and a record of 3-5. Looking to maybe make that potentially 4-5 today as the leadoff hitter Cleary Simpson steps into the box for the Northern Kentucky Norse.
Cleary Simpson.
Simpson is hitting .349 on the year, along with 4 home runs, as he takes the first pitch for a strike. Second pitch hit on into right field. Going back to right fielder, he's looking for it, and that ball is gone. Leadoff home run for Northern Kentucky and Cleary Simpson, and just like that, Northern Kentucky is already on the board. Just a great swing there by Northern Kentucky. Ball just was really barreled up and just really carried into right field. Not sure if the wind really kind of carried that one out, but either way, that was an absolute blast.
Honestly, that is an amazing start to this game.
Now batting number 4, Traven Moss.
Yeah, it's a really good start for Northern Kentucky, and if you're Pagel here, you just got to settle in. Yeah, that was not the best start, but still plenty of game left to kind of get back at them. First pitch fastball taken for a strike by the right fielder, number 4, Traven Moss for the Norse. 0-1 pitch is fouled away. It is now 0-2 to Moss. This is a really important at-bat for Pagel. Just even any sort of out whatsoever can maybe kind of calm the nerves and kind of just get that rhythm back.
Yeah, honestly, having that home run right off the bat would make anyone nervous, but there's plenty of game to recover it. So if you don't let those nerves take over.
Absolutely. The third pitch just missed for a ball. It's 1-2. Now 2-2 after the ball just barely bounced into the catcher. Two-two pitch. Grounded foul just to the left of third base. In the other game I did for Oakland kind of ran a lot of shifts, and so far, at least for the first 2 batters, they played straight up. Maybe that's just how these hitters hit, or maybe it's just the Northern Kentucky kind of philosophy. As that ball is hit up the middle, that's going to be a base hit for Traven Moss. Just like that, a leadoff home run, and then a single for the Norse as they're trying to really kickstart this game.
At bat number 9, Liam McFadden.
Oakland, it looks like almost Oakland is getting nervous. However, those nerves, again, if you can reel them in, it can turn into a really great game.
Absolutely, and this is probably the most dangerous hitter for the Norse. It's Liam McFadden stepping up to the plate. He leads the Norse in batting average with a .406 average as the first pitch bounces in there to the catcher. Runner's going to take off for second, and he will slide in there safely, as that's probably a wild pitch there for Pagel. Going back to McFadden-Ackman, though, not only does he lead the team with a .406 average, he also leads the team with 14 home runs and 55 RBIs. This is a real kind of damage doer here for the Norse, with a great opportunity with a runner on second. 1-0 pitch is hit into the air. Bussy kind of gets a late jump on it in center, but it'll be the left fielder who will corral it for out number 1. He will fire it on to third. It'll be cut off by the shortstop, Sam Griffith. And that is the first out for Pydek. However, it does move the runner over to third. So 1 out, runner on third, already a 1-0 game for Northern Kentucky.
Jake Pollock.
That'll bring up Jake Pollock, the catcher, batting fourth here. Really, you could use a strikeout or a pop-out here if you're Pydek. First pitch taken for a strike on the outside part of the plate. It's 0-1. Ground ball up the middle for another base hit for the Norse. That will score another run as Jake Pollock gets the RBI single, this time for the Norse. It is now 2-0 in favor of Northern Kentucky.
Honestly, here would be where Pydek needs to hone in those nerves, especially if they want to. There's plenty of game left.
Absolutely.
Well, if you just play what you play, you can still pull it home.
Yeah, and I mean, at least those last two, I mean, the first one, the home run was absolutely hit hard, but even those last two that were hits were kind of just little soft rollers up the middle that really no one was at. So besides the home run, the contact has been limited to not too much damage here for your Pydeks, and really just kind of hope that you kind of get one of these hits that goes to one of your fielders as the first pitch came in for a strike. It is 0-1 to the next batter. One pitches a curveball that misses outside. One pitch. Swung on and missed. That'll be strike 2. Catcher hopped up to see if maybe there was a play at first, but the runner gets back in easily. 1-2. This would be a really big out here for Pydek if he can get it. And that ball is lined into second, but a nice stop at the second base. He steps on the second bag for 1, but the runner beats it out at first. However, if you're Oakland, you'll take that. You get the lead runner. Nice play there by the second baseman, Carter Hain. And that'll be 2 outs now with a runner on first base for the Norse.
Number 3, Tyler Shadyfeld.
Even though that ball was hit pretty good, you cannot underestimate how big of a play that was for Oakland. Try to see if they can limit this damage even more.
Honestly,
Pitch in there for a strike. Fastball just catches the inside part of the plate. For the center fielder, Tyler Shadyfeld, who is stepping in for the Norse. Pick off to first, and he is safe. Close play there. Oakland thought they might have had him, but he might have just got in there, at least according to the umpire he was. So 1 pitch coming. Now remind a pickoff play again, and he is safe again. Here's the next 0-1 pitch. That one's blooped in the left field. Will it get down? No. It is the left fielder, John Lowinger, who will make the catch. Big play there for Oakland to potentially limit the damage. However, the Norse do strike first. It is 2-0 in favor of Northern Kentucky. And we'll be right back.
First, 2 runs, 3 hits, no Oakland errors, 1 runner left on base. Coming up.
Kentucky's doing pretty good thus far. Honestly, I think the big thing Oakland needs to focus on coming in, hitting hard, and just getting onto the base. Put something on the board.
Absolutely.
the first for the Golden Grizzlies, number 2, Reggie Bussey.
Hello and welcome back to the Oakland baseball field at 88.3 FM WXOU as well as WXOU Sports. Northern Kentucky has the early lead 2-0, but now the Golden Grizzlies get their opportunity to bat, and it'll be the leadoff hitter number 2, Reggie Bussey, with a chance to kickstart the Oakland offense. First pitch is hit in the left field. Ball looks like it's going to go foul, and it will. 0-1, but a good swing there by Bussey to at least start the at-bat.
We were just saying that, yeah, it would need some good swinging to pull Oakland out of this 2-0 run.
And as Bussey steps in, he will be facing number 28, the starting pitcher for Northern Kentucky, and that would be Clayton Brock on the mound for the Norse. And his second pitch, curveball in there for strike 2. And quickly, the Norse and Clayton Brock get ahead 0-2. The 0-2 pitch will bounce in there for a ball. It is now 1-2. Bussey lowers his stance. Here comes the pitch. Check swing. And the home plate umpire says that he did indeed go. And that is a strikeout for the Norse. And it will now bring up John Lowinger for the Golden Grizzlies.
Now batting, number 7, John Lowinger.
First pitch to Lowinger. Ball goes straight up in the air. Catcher kind of loses it for a second, but again, no one's on base, so not a problem for the Norse. And it's a first pitch ball. It is 1-0. One-0 pitch misses inside for a ball. It is now 2-0. And again, so early in the game, if you can just get an early base runner here and let your 3, 4, 5 hitters get the opportunity to do a job, that'd be really big for the Golden Grizzlies. As that pitch is also taken inside, it is 3-0 now to John Lowinger.
That would absolutely be beneficial for the Golden Grizzlies, especially if you get at least one person out, or not out, excuse me, out on the bases.
Yes, absolutely. As that pitch is in there for a strike, like it just hit the outside part of the plate. 3-1 though. I mean, if it's 3-0 count, probably a good take by Lowinger because again, you kind of want to get to this guy as early as you can. 3-1 pitch also in there for a strike, and now all of a sudden it's gone from 3-0 to 3-2. And now if you're Lowinger, you got to make sure if it's close, you potentially foul it off and just see any way you can possibly do to get on base. We go the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Looked like a change-up there. Lowinger was out in front, and that's 2 up and 2 down for the Norse. And that will bring up the third hitter, which is the designated hitter, number 11, Aiden Orr.
Now batting, number 11, Orr.
Aiden Orr has a .354 batting average on the season. He has yet to hit a home run this year, but he does have 15 RBIs for the Golden Grizzlies. First pitch is outside there with the fastball. It's 1-0. One-0 pitch bounces to the plate. It is now 2-0. But again, if you're Orr, you can't rest up here quickly because Lowinger got to a 3-0 count, and he ended up striking out on the next 3 pitches. So obviously he's in the zone right now, so you got to make sure you can get any pitch you can. And that is a backdoor breaking ball that gets in there for a strike. It is now 2-1 to Aiden Orr. 2-1 pitch is a fastball, so a little bit outside and maybe even a little high too. It is now 3-1 to Aiden Orr. And at least in the last two batters, Oakland's getting themselves into good counts. We'll see if Aiden Orr can actually capitalize on this one. 3-1 count, ground ball to second, scooped up by Northern Kentucky, fired on to first, and that's a 3-up and 3-down inning for Northern Kentucky. The score still remains 2-0 in favor of the Norse, and we will be right back from the Oakland baseball field. Hello, welcome back to the Oakland baseball field. It's still 2-0 Northern Kentucky, and the first pitch is laced into center field. Reggie Bussey going back, and that ball is gone. Home run for John Odom. And just like the first inning, the second inning is also a leadoff home run for the Norse. It is now 3-0 Northern Kentucky, and they just ambushed Pydek immediately there.
Northern Kentucky is really hitting on these home runs.
Absolutely.
10, Mitch Wood.
And they're very aggressive, too. I mean, that was right away, first pitch, looking for one pitch in one spot. He got it, and he did not miss. And center field is very deep at this ballpark, so he had to earn that one, and he certainly did. As that'll bring up the designated hitter, Mitch Wood, to the plate, as he will foul back the first pitch. But again, another first pitch swing for the Norse. They clearly see that Pydek is throwing strikes, and they're taking advantage early. A 1 pitch is just outside for a ball. It is 1-1. That pitch is also fouled off. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Mitch Wood. Mitch Wood is going into this game with a .305 batting average, as well as he has 9 home runs and 34 RBIs. So this is another guy that, if you're not careful, can certainly take you deep if you're Pydek.
Oakland really needs to lock in here and try and prevent anyone else from getting on base. And with hitters like what we've seen from Northern Kentucky, it's going to be difficult.
As that ball is lined in the left field, that's just barely going to get over the glove of Brandon Nye at third base, and it'll be another base hit for the Norse. And it's really been exactly deja vu. A leadoff home run for the Norse, and then a single, which happened in the first inning, and now has happened in this second inning as well, as the shortstop Brendan Rowe will now be coming up to the plate. Rowe shows bunt, but pulls it back. It'll be a ball outside. And Heidel will come out to the mound to talk with Pydek to see if maybe he can settle him down a little bit.
Pydek's nerves are on his he needs to be able to focus in and rein those nerves in if he wants to try and salvage some of this game. There's a long way to go, yes, but keep swinging like this, or is Kentucky going to easily grab it?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, there's been some hard contact, but again, you're still throwing strikes. So again, that's not really a concern. It's just finding ways to miss that barrel, and that can be really big for Oakland. We'll show bunt again. This one will get down. Picked up by the catcher. Will fire on to first. Nice scoop there by the first baseman, Day. That'll be a sacrifice bunt. It'll move the runner over to second, but there is one out now for the Golden Grizzlies. Overall, that's just a really nice baseball play by Northern Kentucky there, because you get that bunt down, and now you bring back Cleary Simpson, who, if you remember, is the leadoff hitter for the Norse, and he homered in the first inning against Pagel. So, again, you get that runner on second with one out, and Northern Kentucky gets the opportunity to do even more damage here if they can. First pitch looks like a changeup, and it's low. It'll be 1-0. Again, if you're Pydek, this is a really important at-bat. If you can get a pop-out or a strikeout here and keep that runner on second, that would be huge for the Golden Grizzlies. As that ball is laced into right field, that will get down for a base hit. Cut off quickly, though, and the first baseman will be the cutoff man there. Only station to station. The runner on second gets to third, and another hit for Cleary Simpson. It'll be runners on first and third with one out here. However, the double play is in order if you can get it.
At bat number 4, Traven Moss.
This is not an ideal situation for Oakland, having a runner in each corner and having a really strong hitter for coming up to bat now.
Yeah, Traven Moss, he singled in his last at-bat, so he could absolutely do the job here for the Norse. So again, if you're Pydek, you just got to be really careful here to see if you can potentially limit the damage. First pitch, foul back. Those are always a little scary because we have the protective net, but I don't know about you, but I always flinch when the ball comes back that quickly.
Yeah, honestly.
Pydek sets for the 0-1 pitch. A pickoff play to first, and he just gets back in there. A little hesitant to get back to the base, but he wasn't too far off, so he was able to slide back in safely at first base. Was Cleary Simpson. Other one, that one not nearly as close. Simpson not taking that large of a lead off of first base. But again, not an awful idea there by Pydek. Try to keep him as close to the base as possible because, again, the double play is in order if you can get it. A 1 pitch is in there for a strike. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. 0-2 here. And again, really good count if you're Pydek here in the Golden Grizzlies on whatever you can. A strikeout, pop-out, or a ground ball here to second or short could be really big for the Golden Grizzlies. The 0-2 pitch is foul back into the left field side on that little bit of hill that kind of runs down here next to the Oakland baseball field. The ball lands comfortably there towards the bottom of the hill, and the count remains 0-2.
Oakland is trying for damage control at this point, and Pydek is doing the job well.
Yeah, I mean, this is, again, a really big at-bat to see if Oakland can potentially get out of this. Change-up looked like that was low. Nice stop there by the catcher. Make sure the runner can advance. It is 1-2, and you're allowed to throw that pitch when you have an 0-2 count. See if you can get a guy to chase. And especially with how aggressive Northern Kentucky's been in this game, I think that's a pretty good idea. Another pickoff attempt there. And Cleary Simpson slides back in safely once again. However, the count is still 1-2. Soft liner into left field. That will get down for a base hit. Not really hit that hard, just found the right spot. It'll actually end up being a double for Traven Moss on a ball that really wasn't hit that hard. Cleary Simpson gets into third, and the Golden Grizzlies, the Norse, continue to look to do more damage with runners on second and third now with one out, and the score is now 4-0 in favor of Northern Kentucky.
This is a situation that Pagel definitely did not want to find himself in. Getting a runner on second and on third, and already pulling another one home.
Yeah, the Golden Grizzlies did not fare too well in Pydeck's last start, which is the first game against Purdue-Fort Wayne, and it looks like Northern Kentucky is also trying to take advantage of those early runs to see if they can try to bury the Golden Grizzlies again. As that ball is hit on the right field. That ball is deep. Looking back is the right fielder, and that ball is gone. Home run for Liam McFadden-Ackman. That one's a 3-run homer, and once he touches home plate, it's going to be 7-0 in favor of the Norse in just the second inning.
That is a sub-ideal situation for Oakland, having 3 people come through home.
Yeah, that's not ideal there if you're Oakland. And we tried to warn everyone about McFadden-Ackman. He led the Norse with 14 home runs, and now that is his 15th on the air, so he can clearly hit the ball extremely well. As that brings Jake Pollock back to the plate for the Norse, and he will take that curveball just a bit outside. That one's in there for a strike, 1-1. I believe I said that home run made it a 7-0 game. It is actually only a 6-0 game. I apologize for any miscommunication there. However, Pydeck does get ahead in the count here. It's 1-2. Bounce to the plate. It'll be 2-2 now. Check swing, and he absolutely went. Strike 3 for Oakland. That's the first strikeout of the day for Pydeck, and he really needed that one to kind of just to get an out there, really.
Batting number 6.
Honestly, Oakland can take anything it can get at this point.
Absolutely. That one is fouled off there by Zach Minton, the left fielder, who's batting 5th in this game for the Norse. Just a bit outside there. It'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 pitch swung on and missed. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Minton. Just missed, either a little high or just a little outside there. Looked like a pretty good pitch, but Pydeck not getting the call there. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And there he gets caught looking there. That's 2 strikeouts there for Hunter Pydeck. 2 big strikeouts. And in fact, those strikeouts are brought to you by Architecture. Architecture where dreams take shape. Really good bounce back there for Pydeck. However, the Norse do get 4 more runs. It is 6-0 in favor of Northern Kentucky, and we'll be right back.
5 hits, no open errors, nobody left on base. 7-0, we head to the...
Hello and welcome back to the Oakland baseball field on 88.3 FM WXOU as well as WXOU Sports. Not the best start for the Golden Grizzlies here, but they get the four-hitter Brandon Nye leading off the inning as he takes that curveball for a strike. It is 0-1. That ball is hit hard into left field. Carrying, looking up is the left fielder, and that ball is gone. Brandon Nye strikes back for the Golden Grizzlies. Just a line drive home run that snuck over the wall there, and that'll make the score 7-1. So I was actually right when I said Northern Kentucky had 7. They do. But Oakland strikes back here with the solo home run to make it 7-1 now in favor of the Norse.
That was just what Oakland needed, I think, to hype up the team and get them ready to strike. Hopefully, a little more of that, though.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great swing, great barrel. I think he left that ball a little bit too much in the middle, and Brandon Nye certainly made him pay, and hopefully Nye can maybe tell some of his Oakland teammates what he saw to maybe kind of get some of them going as well. Another aggressive swing, first pitch, ground ball to third baseman. He will scoop it, and he will fire it to get Carter Hayne on a first pitch ground out to third, and that's the first out for the Golden Grizzlies with the bats. Or that'll bring up Lucas Day for the Golden Grizzlies.
Lucas Day.
And again, this is another guy that you wouldn't mind having up here if you're Oakland. Lucas Day leads the Golden Grizzlies with 8 home runs. And just behind him was Brandon Nye, who ended up hitting his 6th of the year on that swing. And the first pitch is a big aggressive swing by Day, but he misses. It is 0-1.
You could use some aggression like that out in the field, especially to recover from the rut Oakland has right now.
Absolutely. That ball is popped up, third base side, third baseman looking to camp under, and he will. That's a pop out there for Lucas Day. And after that home run, that's a quick 2 outs there for the Norse as Clayton Brock is settling back in after that home run.
Brandon Hyde.
That'll bring up the catcher Brandon Heidel now for the Golden Grizzlies. Heidel is coming into this game with a .299 average, so maybe you can get a hit here to put that number back over 300. That ball is lined into center field, just out of the reach of the diving second baseman. That is a base hit for the Golden Grizzlies. And as I said it, .299, close to that 300 average. We'll get back to 300 now on that nice swing.
3, Trent.
That'll bring up the right fielder Trent Rice to see if they can get a 2-out rally going here for the Golden Grizzlies. The normal right fielder, Ian Cleary, is not in the lineup as Trent Rice is taking his spot today. So this is, again, a really big opportunity for Trent to kind of show what he can do as that ball is popped up to second base. Trying to battle the sun there as the second baseman, but he will make the catch, and that'll end the inning for the Golden Grizzlies. Still not great as they're still down 7-1, but hey, they'll take the home run from Brandon Nye there just to kind of get back going. See if they can heat up the bats a little bit. And it is 7-1 in favor of Northern Kentucky. And we'll be right back.
This game break is brought to you by the power of college radio. So, are you tired of listening to the same old songs on the radio? Looking for something fresh and exciting? Well, look no further than your local college radio station. College radio is where the magic happens, where undiscovered talent shines, and where you can tune into the next big thing in music, news, sports, and entertainment. From indie rock to hip-hop, from thought-provoking discussions to groundbreaking interviews, college radio is the heartbeat of creativity and diversity.
Hello and welcome back to 88.3 FM WXOU as well as WXOU Sports. Our score is still 7-1 in favor of Northern Kentucky. I am your play-by-play commentator, Brendan Pagel, and I'm joined with Kaylah here in the booth for the first of three against Northern Kentucky. And that pitch is just outside after the first pitch strike. It is 1-1 now to the center fielder, Tyler Schoenfeld, for the Norse. That ball is also taken for a ball. It is 2-1.
Putting Vidic back on the mound surely was a choice for Oakland, especially with the performance we've seen for the first 2 innings.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other part of it, too, is you still kind of believe in what Pagel can do as he does miss high for ball 4 there to Schoenfeld. But again, it's not only that, but also the fact that you have 2 more games coming up against Northern Kentucky in the next 2 days, and you really don't want to kill your bullpen early. Obviously, you still have a lot of faith in what Pagel can do. You just got to try to really hone it in here. But yeah, you can't really afford, if you're Oakland, to put the bullpen in this early, given that you're only in the 3rd inning of Game 1 of the series.
That is true.
Curveball swung on and fouled off by Northern Kentucky. This is John Odom, the second baseman now batting for the Norse. Pickoff throw, and he is back in safely for the Norse. That walk was also Pagel's first walk of the game, so really walks have not really been that harmful to Oakland so far in this game. It's really just been the loud contact that Northern Kentucky has been able to generate with their really good bats. A 1 pitch, taken inside for a ball. It is now 1-1 to Odom. Got to give a lot of credit to Northern Kentucky, though. There's some of these pitches are, I guess, not super close, but close enough to where they could be chased by a really aggressive team. But they've done a really nice job laying off those close pitches, and then when they get a pitch to do damage with, they've done it.
Honestly, yeah, Kentucky can't say they have really great batters at this season.
And that ball is hit hard. That was a curveball that stayed up. Going back to left fielder, and that ball is gone. Another home run for the Norse. That one's John Odom. That's his second home run of the day. He's 2 for 2 with 2 home runs. This one a 2-run shot, and that'll make it a 9-1 advantage for Northern Kentucky, and they are just all over Hunter Pagel right now.
How about number 10, Mitch Wood?
I mean, this was kind of a concern going into this game. Northern Kentucky is 23-13 overall, and they're 11-4 in conference. So obviously they're a really good team, and they're showing the Golden Grizzlies why they're that good right now.
Oakland did have her work cut out for them, but honestly, keep focused and play the game the way they play. They should be able to pull it through.
Yeah, I mean, there's still plenty of game time left for sure, but when you're down 9-1, you're really going to need the bats to get going, and you're really going to need the pitching and fielding to play pretty darn well from here on out to have any sort of chance. That's a curveball swung on and missed. It is 1-2 count now to the designated hitter, Mitch Wood, who's batting 8th for the Norse. 1-2 pitches swung on and missed. It's hit the ground, so the catcher will have to throw it on to first, and they will. Swinging strikeout there for the Golden Grizzlies, and that's a big out for Oakland.
Oakland can take any out they
Can get. Brennan Rowe.
Absolutely. I mean, again, Northern Kentucky's had some really good swings in this game, but if you can just get Pagel to settle in here and get Northern Kentucky to chase that breaking ball that Pagel really seems to like to throw so far in this game, you can still kind of try to get back in it by trying to limit the damage that Northern Kentucky can do. He throws back-to-back curveballs there, and both of them land in for strikes. It is 0-2 now to Brennan Rowe, the shortstop for the Norse, batting 9th. It's another one low, and it's 2-2 now The last strikeout that Pajak had was his third strikeout of the day. Make it a fourth, swing and a miss, maybe foul tipped according to the umpire, but strikeout nonetheless. And that's back-to-back strikeouts there for Pajak as Northern Kentucky rolls back to the top of the order.
Simpson.
Larry Simpson back up for Northern Kentucky, and the top of the order has done a lot of damage here for the Norse so far in this game. So maybe third time's a charm for Pajak, and maybe he can try to get out of this one. That pitch is in there for a strike. Fastball on the outside part of the plate, and after the strike on the first pitch in the at-bat is now 0-2, and Pajak quickly getting ahead here. And the 0-2 pitch is also foul tipped into the glove. Back-to-back-to-back strikeouts for Pajak. Really big strikeout here. And before we go to break, I just have a quick message for anyone listening on WXOU Sports on YouTube. For all things sports, from your favorite student radio station, interviews, highlights, and full game broadcast on YouTube, just search WXOU Sports on YouTube and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any game action. 9-1 in favor of Northern Kentucky. We are going to the bottom of the third, and we'll be right back.
Our Golden Grizzlies coverage is brought to you in part by STEM Education. Ignite curiosity, explore possibilities, and shape the future. STEM Education is the key to unlocking endless opportunities. Embrace the power of science, technology, engineering, and math. Let's inspire young minds to innovate, problem solve, and make a lasting impact. Together, we can build a world driven by knowledge and
Hello and welcome back to the Oakland baseball field on 88.3 FM WXOU and WXOU. Keeping aggressive, making sure you're throwing strikes. They gave up the home run to Brandon Nye in the second inning, but besides that, pounding the strike zone, getting outs, and if you're Northern Kentucky with a 9-1 lead, this is exactly the kind of game you want to be playing. 1-1 pitch is lined into left field. That's a base hit. Curveball left a little bit too far up, and Sam Griffith made him pay with a sharp line drive into left field. Base hit for the Golden Grizzlies. And all of a sudden, you got your 9-hitter on for the top of the order as Reggie Bussey comes back up for the Golden Grizzlies.
honestly, play like that is what the Grizzlies just needed. Honestly, I think that home run made by Brandon Nye really was what built their confidence up and has enabled them to make such strong hits.
Absolutely. I mean, look, when you're down 9-1, you need to get a lot of base runners so you can score some runs. The best thing you can do is get the leadoff guy on, and that's exactly what the Golden Grizzlies done. And now you have Reggie Bussey to see if he can kind of keep it going. So that first pitch is a fastball. Looks like a little bit low, maybe a little outside too. It is 1 ball and no strikes to Bussey. .1-0 pitch. Swung on a miss. Maybe a change up there to pull the string on Bussey a little bit there. And Clayton Brock has even the count now. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Reggie Bussey, the center fielder. Extra step from Griffith. He will not go. Fastball blown by Reggie Bussey there. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes now to the Golden Grizzlies leadoff hitter. 1-2 pitch coming up to Bussey. And a fastball that just barely caught the inside part of the plate. Bussey kind of looks back at the umpire, not 100% sure about that one. But as the umpire says goes, that's a strikeout looking for the Golden Grizzlies as John Lowinger comes back to the plate for the Golden Grizzlies. He struck out in his last at bat, swinging after going up 3-0. First pitch of this at bat. Fastball taken for a strike, and he quickly gets ahead of Lauinger here, 0-1. A 1 pitch. Curveball taken outside. Good pitch identification there by Lauinger to not chase that curveball in the other batter's box. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. Off attempt for Griffith at first, but he will slide back in easily there at first base. Pretty good lead, but again, Griffith a little shorter in stature, but still has a really nice slide into first and makes it a pretty difficult play for Northern Kentucky to do anything at all there, and he is easily back safely as Lauinger prepares for the 1-1 pitch that is almost on its way. It is, and is grounded hard to third. Ball hit pretty hard, got decent barrel on that, but just a little bit out in front, pulling it to the left side of third base, making it 2 balls, and it should be 2 strikes. Yeah, 1 and 2. The scoreboard is throwing me off a little. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Lauinger. Curveball there. Lauinger sits on it and drives it just foul. Not really just foul. It was pretty foul to the right field side. But again, good pitch recognition, making sure it was close, just trying to spoil it to try to keep the rally going, see if you can get another guy on base. Because again, when you're down 9-1, base runners are your friend if you're the Golden Grizzlies. 1-2 pitch swung on and missed by Lauinger. Another strikeout for the Norse. Now there'll be 2 outs now, bringing Aiden Orr back to the plate for the Golden Grizzlies.
Number 11, Aiden Orr.
That's the 4th strikeout for Clayton Brock in Northern Kentucky as it brings the designated hitter Orr back to the plate, who grounded out to second base in his first at-bat, seeing if he can make the adjustment in this at-bat. First pitch swung on and missed. Fastball that he just swung right through. It's no balls and 1 strike to Aiden Orr. That ball is hit hard into right field. Right fielder is looking up, turned his back, and that ball is gone. Aiden Orr with a 2-run home run to right field. That ball was absolutely blasted. And all of a sudden, that 9-1 deficit is now 9-3. And if Oakland can keep it going, maybe they can get right back into this one. But a really nice swing there by Aiden Orr and a home run that they desperately needed.
Plus, with Brandon Nye coming up to bat next, it does have a good shot at Oakland, especially since Brandon was the one who brought home that first home run.
Yeah, exactly as Kaylah said, Brandon Nye homered in his first at-bat with a sharp line drive that got over the left field wall, hit really hard, and I'm sure Nye would love to do that again in this at-bat if he can. He will ground that one to third, but it gets under the glove of the third baseman. Shortstop backs him up nicely, throws on to first, but he beats it out. First baseman's like might have been pulled off there, but was pretty close regardless. Either way, Brandon Nye is safe at first base, which will bring it back around for Carter Hayne to see if they can do even more damage for the Golden Grizzlies.
Carter Hayne.
Interested to see how they are ruled. That's a tough play for the shortstop, but they might give an error to the third baseman as the ball snuck under his glove. I don't see an error on the board, so I'm assuming they're giving it a hit, at least for now. As the first pitch is fouled back by Carter Hayne, it's 0-1. Hayne grounded out to third base in his last at-bat. So again, just like Orr, looking to make the adjustment, and Orr did make that adjustment by hitting that home run. And I'm sure that Carter Hayne would love nothing more than to do the same. Curveball line into right. off the glove of the second baseman. That ball was hit pretty hard. That would have been a really nice play by the second baseman if he could snag it, but he could not. And it's 2 outs now with a runner on first and second for the Golden Grizzlies as they look to try to keep chipping away at this deficit.
Golden Grizzlies are recovering really nicely this inning.
Absolutely, and there's a mound visit here for the Norse. But yeah, I mean, this is just what good at-bats can do for a team. You find yourself into the deficit, but then you get the 2-run home run, then you get 2 guys on, and now you have Lucas Day, who's your home run leader for this team. And you never know, if he connects with the way the wind's blowing today, you could easily turn this game quickly from a 9-1 deficit to 9-6. But if you're the Golden Grizzlies, I still don't think you can really think that way. Your job is just to keep the line moving, see if you can get a base hit anyway or walk. Just do whatever you can to get on base because, again, base runners are your friend in a deficit like this. If you're Oakland, the goal is really just to keep the line moving.
Great Lucas Day.
Day will step into the batter's box here. By the way, that home run by Aiden Orr hit, that was his first home run of the year. So congrats to Orr for getting on the board for his first home run of the season. As the first pitch today comes, it is fouled. O2 pitch. Brandon Nye reads that ball at second, but did not go quite far enough for him to be able to get to third or move Carter Hayne on to second. So both will remain there as the count goes to 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Caught him looking. Might have been the changeup again that freezes Lucas Day on that one. However, the Golden Grizzlies do get 2 more back. Aiden Orr with a big 2-run home run. The deficit from 9-1 to 9-3. I said earlier, Northern Kentucky does lead 9-3 in this game going into the top of the 4th inning.
We head to the 4th.
So, this game break is brought to you by the power of college radio. College radio is where the magic happens. Where undiscovered talent shines, and where you can tune into the next big thing in music, news, sports, and entertainment. From thought-provoking discussion on the Eli Andrew shows, airing Thursdays from 10 p.m. Guidelines are lifted after 10 p.m., and Eli and Andrew take full advantage. Every week, they have a new guest interview, and questions have no boundaries. Join in on the fun. Thursdays at 10 p.m. on WXOU.
And we'll be right back. Traven Moss is 2 for 2 so far in this game. He singled in his first at-bat and doubled in his last at-bat as that ball's hit hard into right field. And is over the glove of the right fielder. That'll bounce against the wall. Another double here for Traven Moss. And Northern Kentucky looks to keep trying to add on. Going really why they're just one of the best teams in the Horizon League. First pitch curveball just misses to Liam McFadden-Ackman, the home run leader for the Norse, stepping into the plate. He's coming in today with 14, but he did hit one earlier in this game, so he's now up to 15 home runs on the year as Pajdak throws a pickoff play back to second base, but the runner Moss slides back in safely. Yeah, in a lineup full of really good hitters, at least statistically, this is Northern Kentucky's best guy. So hard to really tell in this game because all of their hitters have looked very good so far. Another curveball, that one misses. It is 3-0. To McFadden-Ackman. And honestly, if you're Pajdak, I wouldn't give him anything to hit here. You have the base open with a runner on second. You can force the double play back, potentially. Even if you walk him, though he does throw a fastball there that is fouled off to the right side. And it is 3-1. But yeah, it's honestly, with how Northern Kentucky is swinging, I'm not too surprised that they swung 3-0 there with their best hitter. Northern Kentucky's been very aggressive so far in this game, and that's really shown on the offensive side. The 3-1 pitch coming up from Pajdak here is a curveball, and it will just be a little bit outside. That is a walk for Liam McFadden-Ackman, and that's a runner on first and second for the four-hitter, the catcher, Jake Pollock, coming up for the Norse.
And number 27, Jake Pollock.
That is the second walk of the game so far for Pajdak, as there is a meeting now coming at the mound as the Oakland coach will come out to meet Pajdak at the mound. It looks like there will be a new pitcher coming up for the Golden Grizzlies here. As Pajdak leaves today, he definitely would probably be the first person to tell you that was definitely not his best start. However, Northern Kentucky's offense is really the only reason for it. It's really nothing that Pajdak did. It's just a lot of what Northern Kentucky was able to do today.
Honestly, it's not... Pajdak is a good... Jeez. I don't know what happened there. Pajdak is an amazing pitcher. It's just today, Northern Kentucky just was so aggressive. It was hard to keep up.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at Northern Kentucky's stats across the board, this is really not anything to do with Pajdak. They do this to a lot of pitchers. So if you're Pajdak, you're definitely not too pleased with how this start went. But overall, game against a really good team. Throw it in the trash, reset for the next one. I'm sure he'll bounce back just fine.
Exactly.
Pitching for the Golden Grizzlies, number 55, Ben Paul.
Ben Powell pitching for the Grizzlies now. And let's see if he can keep up with the aggression that Kentucky is showing.
Yeah, I mean, obviously if you're Paul, you probably don't love seeing how Northern Kentucky has swung the bat so far in this game, because obviously they've shown that they can swing it really well, and they're seeing the ball really well today. But again, your job is just try to limit the damage here. You have a runner on first and second here with nobody out. The double play is set up for you if you can get it. So, I mean, at this point, really for the Golden Grizzlies and all Golden Grizzlies pitchers and fielders that will continue to play in this game, the job is just going to be continuing to limit the damage to see if you can get back in it with the bats. And that looks like it concludes the warm-up pitches as we are ready back to go with Ben Paw back on the mound, facing number 27, Jake Pollock, the catcher for the Norse, to see if, again, like I said earlier, if he and the rest of the Golden Grizzlies can limit the damage here. 0-0 pitch. Looked like maybe a slider there. That back doors on the catcher there. It is in there for a strike, and it's 0-1 on the first pitch. Wind is really blowing hard all of a sudden here as that next pitch is a fastball that is outside. Catcher has to get a little bit out of his stance to try to get that ball. But again, nice stop there by Brandon Heidel, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Pollock. And that ball will hit him. It's like right in the stomach. Not a great feeling if you're the catcher Pollock there, but not a great feeling for the Golden Grizzlies either, because now it's bases loaded and nobody out.
6, Colton Kuchera.
The next batter coming up for the Northern Kentucky Norse.
You can see now with how getting a taste of that Kentucky aggression, you can see he's probably going to end up hang up just a little bit to try and match it.
And that first pitch is in there for a strike. It's Colton Kuchera, who is the batter for Northern Kentucky. He wears number 6 as he stands in with the bases loaded. Pickoff play to first, and he is back in safely. Kind of an interesting philosophy here for Oakland. They've been doing a lot of back picks on non-lead runners in this game. Again, maybe it's trying to keep runners close enough to the base where they can potentially force a double play that they could desperately need. But you don't really see that from a whole lot of teams. That ball is grounded on to third. Stopped by Brandon now. He fires on to second for 1. On to first. Pulls Day off the bag, but Day will catch the ball to limit the damage. They get the runner out at second. That's another run for Northern Kentucky. It is now 10-1 in favor of 10-3 in favor of the Norse with 1 out and a runner on first and third.
Number 3, Tyler Schoenfeld.
That'll bring up Tyler Schoenfeld up to the plate for Northern Kentucky. First pitch in there is inside. Schoenfeld had 2 at-bats so far in this game. He flew out in his first at-bat, and then he drew a walk in his second at-bat. He awaits on the 1-0 pitch here. Fastball outside. Brandon Heidel will catch that ball in the other batter's box. It is 2 balls and no strikes now on Schoenfeld. For the 2-0 pitch, there is another throw over to first base. And he will slide back in safely. Just under the Lucas Day tag. And the count will remain 2-0 until the next pitch is thrown. Here's the pitch. Just inside. As Schoenfeld kind of arches a little bit back to try to get out of the way of that ball. And just like that, Ben Paw falls down 3-0. Here in this at-bat to Schoenfeld. 3-0 pitch is up high. That's ball 4. 4 straight balls there by Oakland. That'll reload the bases for the Norse. With still only 1 out here in the top of the 4th as Northern Kentucky looks to do even more damage here. As that'll bring John Odom to the plate, and this is really not the guy if you want to see for Oakland. He's had 2 short. Stopped by the shortstop. He fires on to second for one. On to first. And a double play for the Golden Grizzlies. Could have been a lot worse if you're Oakland. Northern Kentucky does get one back, but they had the bases loaded with one out, and they get the 6-4-3 double play. Huge for Oakland. You're still not completely out of it yet. Down 10-3 with another opportunity with the bats coming up.
For Northern Kentucky in the top of the fourth.
Our Golden Grizzlies coverage is brought to you by STEM Education. Ignite curiosity, explore possibilities, and shape the future. STEM education is the key to unlocking endless opportunities. Embrace the power of science, technology, engineering, and math. Let's inspire young minds to innovate, problem solve, and make a lasting impact. Together, we can build a world driven by knowledge and endless potential. As such, be sure to stay tuned all season long for extended coverage of Golden Grizzlies athletics. WXOU is proud to be working with some of the finest managers, coaches, technical staff, and players that the NCAA has to offer. Continued support by you, the fans, helps us become better media and more refined representation of our young athletes living their dreams. From where we restarted this past October to where we are now, 88.3 FM continues to grow its outreach.
Number 30, Brandon.
And we are back at the Oakland baseball field on 88.3 FM WXOU and on YouTube at WXOU Sports. Brandon Heidel will lead off the inning for the Golden Grizzlies. Trying to get back into this game a little bit, down 10-3, but got 2 runs in the last inning and see if they can do some more as that first pitch bounces to the plate, and it'll be 1-0 to the catcher, Brandon Heidel. 1-0 pitch is also taken low. That's a ball. It is 2-0 now to the catcher, Brandon Heidel. And again, it's really just about trying to get these leadoff guys on because, again, these can make those long innings for the Golden Grizzlies bats that can really help you get back into this game. 2-0 pitch grounded softly back to the pitcher. Little underhand toss from the pitcher onto first base. And that is 1 up and 1 down for the Golden Grizzlies as it brings up the right fielder, Trent Rice, back to the plate.
Number 3, Trent Rice.
Rice popped out to second in his last at bat. But again, if you're the Golden Grizzlies, you really should have one mindset, and that's just getting on base. He shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's called a ball. Pitcher Clayton Brock did not seem to like that one as the umpire was explaining it to him. It's 1-0. 1-0 pitch way outside. Good stop by the catcher. But again, no one's on base, so even if it would have got past, no harm, no foul for the Norse. And it'll be 2-0 now to Trent Rice. That's a pitch in there. Curveball. That kind of froze Rice, but again, you probably shouldn't swing at curveballs on 2-0. It's a fastball count that he was sitting on. Didn't get it. It'll be 2-1 now to Rice. 2-1 pitch coming up. Foul back to the screen. It'll now be 2 balls and 2 strikes as Clayton Brock gets back into the count here.
Go 3.
But as I've kind of continued to say throughout this game, Northern Kentucky's done a nice job being aggressive with the lead. They're going to keep trying to pound the strike zone, see if you can continue to get outs. And really, when you have a 7-run lead, that's what you should be trying to do every time. Is that curveball's in there, but it will hit Trent Rice. Looks like maybe a little bit grazed the elbow there. And again, Oakland will take it any way they can. That's another base runner for the Golden Grizzlies.
Now batting number 1, Sam Griffith.
That'll bring up the shortstop, number 1, Sam Griffith, back to the plate. His last at bat, he kind of got a curveball up, and he drove it for a nice solid single in the left field. And he eventually ended up scoring on the 2-run home run by Aiden Orr. And I'm sure Oakland would love a very similar result if they can get it here. First pitch to Griffith. Taken for a strike, fastball. Maybe got the knees there for a strike. It's 0-1. For the 0-1 pitch, back pick on the first base. But Trent Rice gets back there standing. Sure, his team would be yelling at him from the dugout to get a little bit of a bigger lead if you can get back in there standing up. At least that's what my baseball coaches used to tell me back in the day. But regardless, didn't matter as Rice is back in there safely. As he takes off there on this pitch, and Griffith absolutely crushes it, but it goes foul. And is 0-2 now to Sam Griffith, but that was a really good swing if you can straighten that out. Griffith will step back in here, see if he can straighten that ball a little bit out here on the 0-2 pitch that's coming up. But before that, there's a back pick to first base, and this time Trent Rice will slide in safely. He was safe the first time, and he's safe again this time. Count remains 0-2 to Griffith with a runner on first base. And Oakland just needs to keep chipping away and get more runs here if they can. For the 0-2 pitch, another back pick as Rice once again slides back in there safely. As Griffith patiently awaits getting another pitch in this at-bat. 0-2 pitch swung on and missed. Rice takes off for second, and he will slide in there safely. That's a stolen base for Trent Rice, but it's a strikeout swinging for Sam Griffith. And that'll be the second out of the inning, but now Oakland has a runner on second. To the top of the order, Reggie Bussey, to see if he can try to drive this run in here and try to continue this Oakland rally if they can get it. Bussey's 0-2 so far in this game with 2 strikeouts, but if he can get on base, especially with an open base, his wheels are certainly something to keep an eye on, since he has 25 stolen bases for the Golden Grizzlies this year as he check swings the first one, and the home plate umpire says that he does indeed go, and it's no balls and 1 strikes to Bussey, who just kind of is showing a little bit of frustration right now. And you know, if you're him, you really got to shake that off. You still are a big at-bat here. See if you can try to get back in this game. Can't let 1 pitch weigh down this at-bat, and I'm sure he won't let that happen. Step off there. Oakland bench was calling for a balk. Field umpire will not give it to them. He just countered as a disengagement for Clayton Brock. The runner remains on second. And Bussey is awaiting the 0-1 pitch. A 1 pitch, Bussey shows bunt, pulls it back, and it is a ball high. It is 1 ball and 1 strike to Reggie Bussey with 2 outs here, and really just big at bat. See if you can get a knock or just get on base in general. It'd be really helpful for the Golden Grizzlies' efforts to try to come back here. Shortstop moves back from second base. Third pitch is the second ball, and it is 2 balls and 1 strike to Reggie Bussey. Two balls, 1 strike. Pitch. Change up in there for a strike. It is 2 balls and 2 strikes now for Bussey, and again, if this ball is anywhere close, you need to make sure you foul this off and just try to live another day. Two-two pitch. Bussey check swing, no swing, and the ball is just a little bit outside. The count is now full to Reggie Bussey, with Trent Rice still on second base after his stolen base. Bussy will not be taking off probably on first motion here, given the fact that there is no runner. He will actually take off, and there is a ground ball to second. Bussy's running on to first. Second baseman will flip it on to first. Reggie Bussy grounds out to second base. Oakland will strand the runner on second base as we are going to be going into the top of the fifth inning coming up as Northern Kentucky leads 10-3.
Subscribe to WXOU Sports on YouTube for all things sports from your favorite student radio station. Interviews, highlights, and the full game broadcasts on YouTube. To find that, just search WXOU Sports on YouTube and hit subscribe. This game break is brought to you by the power of college radio. Are you tired of the same old songs on radio? Looking for something fresh and exciting? Well, look no further than your local college radio station. College radio is where the magic happens, where undiscovered talent shines, and where you can tune into the next big thing in music, news, sports, and entertainment. It is the heartbeat of creativity and diversity.
Hello and welcome back to the Oakland baseball field on 88.3 FM, WXOU, as well as WXOU Sports. As Ben Paw is staying in for the Golden Grizzlies on the first pitch is a ball low to the designated hitter Mitch Wood, who has singled and struck out in his first two at-bats today. 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. It is 1 ball and 1 strike now in this at-bat. And again, Golden Grizzlies, your one job is just to get some outs here. Any way you can get them would be huge, just to try to keep momentum, maybe get it back on your side a little bit. There's a ground ball to short, bobbled there quickly by Griffith, but he will fire it on to first and get the runner easily. Nice play by Griffith there to stay with it. It's easy to kind of lose your kind of sight of the ball when you bobble it there, but he stayed with it perfectly and fired a strike to the first baseman, Lucas Day, to get the out to lead off the inning. As that'll bring up Brennan Rowe, the other shortstop, this time the shortstop for Northern Kentucky, batting ninth in this game. He has had a sac bunt in his first at-bat, and he struck out swinging in his last at-bat as he takes the first pitch for a ball just a little bit outside, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Sets the pitch. Low. 2 balls and no strikes to the 9-hitter Brendan Rowe. And again, if you're Oakland, you got the top of the order coming up. Top of the order has been a problem for Oakland all day. You really do not want to give Northern Kentucky any free base runners to get to those guys. As that ball is hit onto center field, Bussy takes a step in and then going back, but he's looking up, and that ball is gone. Off the batter's eye, Brennan Rowe crushes that ball to center field. Center field, the deepest part of this Oakland ballpark. No problem for Rowe there, as that extends the Northern Kentucky lead to 11-3.
Kentucky is doing really good, just playing this game in an aggressive way and all but guaranteeing the win. But we have plenty of game left. If Ben Powell could just focus in, could just focus in, shake off those nerves.
Yeah, I mean, these are great swings from Northern Kentucky. It's really been that way all day. You just really got to do, if you're Oakland, just try to avoid those barrels and try to test your luck elsewhere, because right now you can catch pretty much any ball in play that's not the home run ball. So Northern Kentucky's hit a lot of those, and there's nothing the Oakland fielders can do about those, as the first pitch was ball outside. That pitch is a strike there. It is 1 ball and 1 strike for Cleary Simpson, who's stepping up again. He is 2 for 3 in this game with a home run, a single, and a strikeout. That pitch is up and out of the zone. It is 2 balls and 1 strike now to Simpson. Two-one pitch, the fastball in there for a strike. That'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Paul will come set here for the 2-2 pitch. Fastball high, laid off by Cleary Simpson. It'll break the count full. It is now 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Cleary Simpson, the leadoff hitter for Northern Kentucky. 3-2 pitch. Another fastball high, and Cleary Simpson will take it again. That is a walk for the Norse, as that'll bring up Traven Moss back up to the plate, who's 3 for 3 already in this game with a runner on first.
At bat number 4, Traven Moss.
Traven Moss singled in his first at-bat and then has doubled in each of his last 2 at-bats. So this has clearly been a guy that has given the Golden Grizzlies some problems.
Moss is, I believe, Kentucky's most aggressive player. So if Al can keep focus, play well here, that'd make a difference.
As the first pitch is in there for a strike on the outside part of the plate. Good idea to attack there. You don't want to definitely miss middle here to a really good hitter like Moss. And he gets ahead early. It's no balls and 1 strike. So that ball is lined into left field. That's a base hit for Moss. Good cutoff there by Lowinger to make sure that ball didn't go any farther. Simpson can only get to second base. It'll be a runner on first and second for Northern Kentucky, with the very worrisome Liam McFadden-Ackman coming back up to the plate. And McFadden-Ackman has been a problem for not just Oakland, but for a lot of teams this year. He is this team's not the leadoff home run hitter, but he is the leading home run hitter for Northern Kentucky, and he hit a big 3-run home run in this game. So, again, this is a really dangerous spot here if you're Ben Paw. You do not want to give him anything easy, as the coach will come back out here to discuss how to maybe attack Liam McFadden-Ackman, or there could be a move to the bullpen as there is a pitcher warming up for the Golden Grizzlies. And it looks like there will be a move as the left-handed pitcher will be roaming in to the mound from the bullpen. So it'll be it for the day for Ben Paw, as the Golden Grizzlies will be putting in a new pitcher into this game.
It looks like the Grizzlies have sent out Ryan Donnelly. And based off these warm-up pitches, he is Aaron Blaren and ready to go to back at Northern Kentucky's aggressive play style.
I think it's not a bad idea for Oakland to maybe try to switch kind of what you're going to see from these pitchers. It's been 2 righties to start this game. They now throw in Ryan Donnelly, the left-handed pitcher, to see if maybe they can kind of change the view of what McFadden-Ackman is going to get for Northern Kentucky, because, again, he is such a big problem. And if you kind of see from his warm-up pitches, he's throwing very low in the zone, which is really what you want to look for to see if you can get a potential double play ball with a runner on first and second and 1 out.
Now coming to the end of these warm-up pitches, it's going to be something exciting to see.
Absolutely. And here we go. The last warm-up pitch has been thrown. Liam McFadden-Ackman is about to get back into the batter's box, and we are about to get ready to resume play here at the Oakland baseball field at 88.3 FM WXOU and WXOU Sports if you're listening on YouTube. Donnelly will come set for his first pitch. Fadden Ackman shows bunt. He pulls it back, but is a called strike by the umpire. And first pitch, first strike. Hopefully he can keep that going because that would be great for the Golden Grizzlies.
This switch up looks like it was just what Oakland needed in order to put itself back in the game.
That ball just missed a little bit outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike now. To Mr. Liam McFadden Ackman. Double steal for Northern Kentucky. That ball will bounce and will get away from the catcher. So probably wouldn't have mattered anyway as the runners were taking off anyway, as that ball did get past Brandon Heidel. But it'll be 2 balls and 1 strike now to Liam McFadden Ackman. And again, at this point, you're down 2-1. I don't think you have to exactly be aggressive pitching into him, because if you walk him, it just loads the bases back up and makes sure that he isn't the one doing the damage. 2-1 pitch. That ball is hammered out to right field, but that one will be long foul. That'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes now for Ryan Donnelly. It's the big 2-2 pitch here. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball low. Nice stop by Heidel to make sure that ball didn't get past him to potentially score another Northern Kentucky run, but the count will run full. It is 3 balls and 2 strikes to Liam McFadden Ackman. Oakland fans are urging him on. The pitch. Swung on, little liner. Bobbled a little bit by the second baseman. Really no play. Tough play ranging to his left. Had to pretty much scoop that on 1 hop to may have any sort of play whatsoever. Ball's in there for a strike. It is 0-1, and my mistake again. That run makes it 12-3 in favor of Northern Kentucky. The updated scoreboard is a little late, so I apologize for those messed up scores. That's a stolen base there for Liam McFadden Ackman, and a runner on second and third, and 1 out for Northern Kentucky, who's continuing to try to do more damage against this Golden Grizzlies pitching staff.
Northern Kentucky is just playing really aggressively this game. It's definitely going to make for an interesting watch for the rest of the series.
Yeah, so he takes a ball there. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. But I think what's been so impressive for Northern Kentucky's standpoint is it's been controlled aggression. They haven't really done a whole lot of chasing of bad pitches. They've stayed within the zone. They've seen pitches that they've liked, and they've absolutely driven them. And I mean, really, to get guys out as good as these players are from Northern Kentucky, you really need them to chase, and they've just had a really good approach at the plate to make sure that they're not chasing those pitches. That fastball is in there for a strike to make it a 3 balls and 2 strikes count, a full count here to Jake Pollock, the catcher. 3-2 pitches foul back. I think it just got over the screen there. Maybe hit a little bit to the top and then bounced back over. Count will remain 3-2. With 1 out and a runner on second and third as Northern Kentucky is looking to do more damage. 3-2 pitch. Ball is behind him. Heidel can't get it. That'll allow another run to score. It's a walk for Pollock. He will get to first. It'll also move McFadden Ackman to third, and the wild pitch will bring in another run. And that'll make it 13-3 in favor of Northern Kentucky. We'll have another mound visit here for Oakland. That'll be it for Ryan Donnelly as he will be heading back to the dugout as he gets a applause here from the Golden Grizzlies faithful that showed up today to cheer on Oakland. I will give you the picture as soon as we see who it is.
It looks like Oakland has sent out number 17, Carson Johnson, a junior, 6'5" junior, left-hand pitcher.
Carson Johnson is on for the Golden Grizzlies.
Carson Johnson.
He is 2-0, it looks like, on the year if the record lines up. Or sorry, he has 2 starts, it looks like. He is 0-0 on the year. This is his first relief action of the year, and not a bad idea to try to just throw out another arm and kind of see what you can do here.
Oakland is cycling really well through all of their pitchers, having to try and throw Kentucky off their game. However, Kentucky seems to be keeping up. Hopefully Johnson is what it takes to throw them off their game a little.
Yeah, that's definitely what you hope for if you're Oakland. But again, this is also not great for Oakland because with all these different pitchers, these are pitchers that probably won't be able to pitch in either next game and maybe even the game on Sunday. This is a great job for Northern Kentucky, not just doing really well in this game, but limiting Oakland's bullpen options for games in the future to kind of help them in the next 2 games too. So this is really not just a game one thing. This is a kind of a series defining thing here if you can keep rotating through that Oakland bullpen.
At number 6, Colton Kuchera.
And that'll bring Colton Kuchera back up for Northern Kentucky. Down, but it does hit the bat. Very strange foul ball there. Not a foul ball you certainly see every day. And a kind of a big sigh of relief there if you're Oakland, as that makes the count 0-2 instead of 1-1. We go the 0-2 pitch. Bouncer stopped there by the catcher Brandon Heidel. He did a good job blocking it to make sure the runner from first could not advance to second. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes now on the batter, Colton Kuchera. 1-2 pitch. Lined into right field. That will get down for a base hit. Another run comes home for Northern Kentucky. That'll make it 14-3. Runners will go station to station. Runner on first goes to second. And a base hit for Kuchera puts him on first base. And again, Northern Kentucky just continues to add on. It's 14-3.
Now batting number 3, Tyler Schoenfeld.
And Tyler Schoenfeld will come back up for Northern Kentucky. He has flown out and walked twice in this game for Northern Kentucky as the first pitch comes in. And it's a fastball, and it is a called strike on the outside part of the plate, maybe on the upper part of the zone there, too. And it's no balls and 1 strike to Schoenfeld.
Schoenfeld is sort of almost the benchmark between that front half and you can really start to try and pull people off of base against Northern Kentucky.
Absolutely. I mean, Schoenfeld, he's kind of just done his job. He's been making sure he's been getting on base with the walks and allowing his other really good hitters behind him to drive him in. Just overall, it's been a great hitting philosophy all day by Northern Kentucky, and they've really made Oakland pay. As this pitch has come on, and it's swung on and missed, the fastball blows right past Schoenfeld, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now as Carson Johnson gets ahead in the account here. Here we go, the 1-2 pitch. Fastball just outside. Heidel couldn't quite bring that one back in for a strike. It is 2 balls and 2 strikes now to the batter, Shaney Felt. 2-2 pitch. Fastball outside off the glove of Heidel, but he has to play at third. He fires on to third. Now he applies the tag, and he is out at third, according to the field umpire. Nice play by Brandon Heidel there to stay with it and throw out Jake Pollock, the Northern Kentucky catcher, who's trying to get a little too greedy there. The count is full now, 3 balls and 2 strikes, but instead of runner on first and second, 1 out, there's now only a runner on first and 2 outs. Here we go, the pitch. Runner takes off from first. That ball is lined back, and it is foul. Sorry, it is caught. I completely lost the ball. It was caught by the left fielder, John Lowinger, back kind of in the corner there of the outfield. And Oakland will get out of the inning. Northern Kentucky does strike back with 4 more, though, as they take a 14-3 lead on the Golden Grizzlies. As we will be going into the bottom of the 5th now. As I said, Oakland trails Northern Kentucky 14-3.
Be sure to stay tuned all season long for extended coverage of Golden Grizzlies athletics. WXOU is proud to be working with some of the finest managers, coaches, technical staff, and players that the NCAA has to offer. Continued support by you, the fans, helps us become better media and more refined representation of young athletes living their dreams. From where we started this past October to where we are now, 88.3 FM continues to grow in its outreach. Some of that outreach is even highlighted in some of the shows you can tune into, such as The JOMO Show, airing Mondays from 12 to 1 p.m. Your home for all Oakland sports and beyond on 88.3 FM. The JOMO Show features weekly coverage of Golden Grizzly, NCAA, and club sports, as well as the Detroit Lions and the NFL, with interviews each week with everybody involved in athletics, from athletes to coaches to staff and even broadcasters. Listen Mondays at noon or at any time wherever you get your podcasts. To find it, just search the GIOMO Show. Another show you can listen to in order to find some amazing coverage of Oakland community is SPB After Dark, airing Thursdays 8 to 9 p.m. Hosted by SPB board members Joey and Ula. SPB After Dark goes behind the scenes.
Leading off, number 7.
Of all sorts of events. Find out what's to come. Find out what it's like working for SPB and much, much more while bringing on different SPB member each episode. There's always something to look forward to, such as this amazing baseball game with number 7 taking the pitch.
That is foul tipped into the glove. This is John Lowinger, the second hitter for Oakland and the left fielder who just made the play in the last inning to get the Golden Grizzlies back into the dugout. Lowinger is 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts, so he's looking to kind of get back in it here as that ball is taken for a ball outside, and it is 1 ball and 1 strike even. Clayton Brock remains in the game for Northern Kentucky. This is going to be his 5th inning of work here. He's had 6 strikeouts and has not walked a batter yet, so really nice job by Northern Kentucky to limit free base runners. That pitch is in there for a strike. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Lowinger. As I said, he did not have a walk. He did have a hit by pitch, but that is technically not a walk, and that was the only free base runner Oakland's got. So that ball is swung on and missed. It lands in the dirt, so they will have to fire onto first, and they will get Lowinger. That's Lowinger's 3rd strikeout of the day, as Clayton Brock just continues to roll through this Oakland lineup.
11, Aiden Orr.
That will bring Aiden Orr back up to the plate. And in his last at-bat, Aiden Orr hit an absolute bomb out to right field, his first home run of the year, and I'm sure he would love to do it again in this at-bat. First pitch, tried to backdoor the breaking ball there. The catcher could not corral it as it was just a little bit outside. It was 1 ball and no strikes here to the designated hitter, Aiden Orr. No pitch coming. Foul ball. Catcher could not quite hold on to that one, but it's a strike nonetheless. It's 1 ball and 1 strike now to the designated hitter, Orr. And again, if you're Oakland, you really just need to keep getting guys on base. This is the only way you can really kind of continue any sort of rally to try to get some of these runs back, because this ball is popped up, but it is foul. Just a little bit over our heads here. It is now 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Orr. And speaking of players that have hit a home run, the guy that hit the first home run in this game, Brandon Nye, is on deck waiting. 1-2 pitch. Low is the call. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Aiden Orr. Two pitch. Ball low again. And the count is now full as Aiden Orr has battled back into the count here. It is 3 balls and 2 strikes now. As Clayton Brock is in danger of potentially his Nine. Brandon Nye is 2 for 2 so far in this game. He homered in his first at-bat in the second inning, and then he singled in his second at-bat. So Nye would love to keep these at-bats going, as he has seen the ball pretty well today. That pitch is in there for a strike. It's a fastball. As Clayton Brock gets ahead of the count, 0-1 here. And that ball is hit high in the left field. Going back as the left fielder. Does he have enough room? He does. He'll make the catch at the very edge of the warning track. Brandon Nye almost got another one, but just was a little bit underneath it. And that will end the inning for Northern Kentucky. We'll be going into the top of the 6th coming up here, as Northern Kentucky still leads 14-3.
This break is brought to you by the initiatives focused at increasing diversity. Diversity is the heartbeat of progress, and nowhere is it more vital than in our schools. Multiculturalism is the fuel that ignites a vibrant educational experience. It celebrates different languages, traditions, and perspectives, fosters empathy, understanding, and a global mindset. When we embrace multiculturalism, we empower students to become compassionate leaders, ready to navigate an interconnected world. Let's create inclusive classrooms where every voice is heard and where diversity is not just valued, but cherished. Together, we'll build a brighter future enriched by the power of multiculturalism.
John Odom.
Hello and welcome back to the Oakland baseball field on 88.3 FM WXOU, as well as WXOU Sports if you're listening in on YouTube. First pitch in this at-bat is a ball. It's a little bit out inside because the breaking ball didn't quite cut in time. John Odom is back up to the plate for Northern Kentucky. He's hit 2 home runs so far in this game, so he's been a definite factor for the Norse. A little bit up. That'll make it 2 balls and 1 strike now to the second baseman, Odom. Wind kind of picking up here for the next pitch. Another ball is left just a little bit up high, crossing about face level. It is 3 balls now and 1 strike. And that pitch will miss inside. It's a leadoff walk for John Odom. And that'll put the leadoff runner on base for the designated hitter, Mitch Wood.
Now batting number 10, Mitch Wood.
Mitch Wood has had 3 at-bats so far in this game. He singled in his first at-bat, he struck out in his second at-bat, and then he grounded out to shortstop on a nice play where Sam Griffith kind of just stayed with the ball and made a really nice play in his last at-bat. Here you go, the first pitch of this at-bat. Fastball just a little bit inside. Now make it 1 ball and no strikes. Mitch Wood awaiting. This one will catch the inside part of the strike zone. It is now 1 ball and 1 strike as Carson Johnson has evened the count. Oh, just a head area there, Mitch Wood, but he will duck out of the way safely, and it'll be 2 balls and 1 strike now. Pickoff play back to first base, but the runner, John Odom, will slide back in safely with really not much there. Count will remain with 2 balls and 1 strike as the coach will come back out to the mound here in a 2-1 count. Normally you don't see coaches coming out in between counts, but this time the coach is out to talk with Carson Johnson in a 2-1 count. Carson Johnson will remain in this game, even though there is a pitcher warming up in the bullpen for the Golden Grizzlies, just in case. And Mitch Wood will now step back into the batter's box in a 2-1 count in his favor with nobody out and a runner on first base for Northern Kentucky, who's continuing to try to add on to their 14-3 lead here at the Oakland baseball field. Next pitch is just inside for a ball. It is now 3 balls and 1 strike now to the designated hitter, Mitch Wood. Quick pickoff play before the 3-1 pitch, and he is back in standing, is John Odom. The count will remain 3-1 with the 9-hitter Brennan Rowe waiting on deck to get his turn at the plate. 3-1 pitch. That's a fly ball into left field. Tough play. Running in hard is Lounger, but it'll be the shortstop Sam Griffith who will come out and make the play. Big out there for the Golden Grizzlies as he was down in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike, and he will get the first out with a little pop out there with Brennan Rowe now coming to the plate for Northern Kentucky.
21, Brennan Rowe.
Brennan Rowe's had 3 at-bats in this game. This will be his 4th. He had a sacrifice bunt in his first at-bat. He struck out in the second at-bat, and then he hit a home run off the batter's eye in his last at-bat. So really everyone in this Northern Kentucky lineup has done plenty of damage for the Norse. As the first pitch is taken for a strike, it is no balls and 1 strike on the fastball. Oh, 0-1 as Brennan Rowe will await the next pitch coming up. A 1 pitch. Fastball is in there for a strike. Caught the inside part of the plate there. No balls and 2 strikes here as Carson Johnson is quickly getting ahead of Rowe in this at-bat. 0-2 pitch. Runner takes off. Nye with the throw on to second. Sorry, it's not Nye. It's Heidel with the throw on to second. and that is John Odom successfully stealing second base. As the coach will talk to the umpire, asking about the fact that Brennan Rowe might have been blocking a potential throw there from Heidel onto second. Apparently there was also a question about a potential swing as the batter kind of went down and maybe put the bat kind of in the zone there, but the umpires say no, it seems like. And it's 1-2 strikes here. The 1-2 pitch, ground ball in the third. This is Brandon Iva. He will bobble this one. Fires it on to first. That will pull Day off the bag. And that'll be another base runner for Northern Kentucky, as there will now be runners on first and second for the Norse as they get to the top of their lineup once again with Cleary Simpson.
Now batting number 16, Cleary Simpson.
It's not an easy play if you're nigh there, but a play you certainly would hope to have as the ball did kind of just pop out of the glove there. Would have been a nice play to throw him out, but that will now put runners on first and second for Northern Kentucky with Simpson heading into the batter's box. That looked like potential trouble there as Carson Johnson tries to throw onto second base. Kind of a little lob ball there, but nice job by Sam Griffith to go kind of take control of that ball and make sure that ball doesn't get into center field. And there will be another potential meeting at the mound here for Oakland. And I would assume that's going to be the end of the day for Carson Johnson. And that will be the end of the day for Carson Johnson as Oakland will go back into the bullpen. Oakland faithful will give another round of applause to another pitcher that will be entering the dugout. Shout out to the Oakland fans today. They have pretty much every reason to kind of sit on their hands and not really do anything in a 14-3 game where Northern Kentucky is completely controlled, but
Taking the field now will be Will Hearn, a graduate student and left-hand pitcher for the Oakland Grizzlies.
It is Will Hearn entering the ball game. He's had 9 appearances this year, 7 starts, and 2 appearances out of the bullpen. This will be his third. He has a 10.8 ERA going into this game. And again, it'll be another left-handed pitcher for Oakland to see if maybe offering a different viewpoint from a starting pitcher to maybe pay some dividends here to get some outs for the Golden Grizzlies pitching staff.
Kentucky really is playing a long-haul game for not just this one game, but also the series. Having Oakland switch out so many of their pitchers from the bullpen is going to impact who can appear coming up in the next 2 games of this series.
Absolutely. And again, this is all credit to Northern Kentucky's hitting philosophy in this game. They have not chased many bad pitches. They have kept the ball in the strike zone, and when they've gotten those pitches in the strike zone, they have done lots of damage. And again, it's just not really a whole lot you can do if you're an Oakland pitcher. It's not like they're walking a bunch of people that are giving these guys free base runners. They're earning everything they're getting. So while it's unfortunate for Oakland pitchers, you kind of just have to tip your hat to Northern Kentucky because they've done a really good job.
Coming up now is number 16, Cleary Simpson.
Yes, this will be the 5th at-bat for Simpson. He hit a leadoff home run to start this game. He's also singled, struck out, and walked in his other at-bats. Oakland going for the lefty-lefty matchup as Will Hearn will fire on the first pitch. It's a fastball that is in there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike now to the leadoff hitter for the Norse, the third baseman, Cleary Simpson. 0-1 pitch is also a strike. That'll make it no balls and 2 strikes here. And a nice job here by Will Hearn to get ahead of the leadoff hitter. Oakland fans encouraging him on. The pitch. Just outside. That'll make it 1 ball and 2 strikes now to the batter, Simpson.
I know you mentioned it earlier, but what with the 14-3 lead Oakland has right now, but the fans are still showing up and showing out. You can hear chanting, calling out, and a full stands. Cheer on their Golden Grizzlies.
This one for Cleary Simpson, his 3rd hit of the game, and Northern Kentucky just continues to pour it on. But yeah, as you were saying earlier, excellent job here by Oakland parents and fans, just continuing to support the team. Even though this is not their best game, they're still constantly cheering, constantly giving Oakland everything they've got, and really that's just awesome to see.
That is one thing about Oakland. Rain, snow, sleet, or shine, fans will show up and show out for their Grizzlies.
It's very cool to see. And hopefully, Oakland can maybe get some outs here and kind of put some more runs on the board to kind of give Oakland fans even more. Bats and 4 hits, 2 singles and 2 doubles. So a really good day for him as that pitch is taken for a strike. That'll make the count no balls and 2 strikes now in favor of Will Hearn. Again, double play is in order. You have the lefty-lefty matchup. You can get a ground ball to the shortstop or second baseman here that could get Oakland out of the inning. The pitch, and there's a ground ball. It is to shortstop. Sam Griffith takes down second base. Gone to first for the double play. Didn't even need the 4, didn't need the second baseman, just a 6-3 double play as Griffith scoops the ball up on 1 hop, tags second base, and fires it on today at first to get the double play. That will end the inning for the Golden Grizzlies. We will now be going into the bottom of the 6th. Northern Kentucky still does lead 15-3, however.
Subscribe to WXOU Sports on YouTube for all things sports from your favorite student radio station. Interviews, highlights, and full game broadcasts on YouTube. Just search WXOU Sports. Be sure to stay tuned all season long for extended coverage of Grizzlies athletics. WXOU is proud to be working with some of the finest managers, coaches, technical staff, and players that the NCAA has to offer. Continued support by you, the fans, helps us become a better media station and more refined representation of young athletes living their dreams from where we started this past October to where we are now. 88.3 FM continues to grow in its outreach.
And welcome back to the Oakland baseball field at 88.3 FM WXOU. And if you're listening on YouTube, welcome back to WXOU Sports. Northern Kentucky still leads 15-3 in this ball game. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Brendan Pagel, and I'm joined by Kaylah as Carter Hayne, the second baseman, will step in for the Golden Grizzlies. And that pitch will hit him. Leadoff base runner on the first pitch hits Carter Hayne in the knee. Big leadoff runner for the Golden Grizzlies as Clayton Brock will remain in this game, going for his 6th inning of work here.
Got him looking.
First pitch today. Foul ball off the catcher. That'll make it no balls and 1 strike, as the umpire will go out to the mound to meet with Clayton Brock just to give the catcher a little bit of extra time. Usually common courtesy that the catcher and the umpire will do. If either of them gets hit, the other one will go out to the pitcher to talk just to give the other side just a quick breather. Umpire checks in on the catcher. He seems to be just fine. And Day will step right back into the box. Here too today. I can hear them constantly talking throughout the park, so I guess shout out to Northern Kentucky's fan base for showing out as well, as this pitch has popped up just behind us here. And that'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch just outside. That'll make it 2 balls and 2 strikes now for Lucas Day, as he looks just to get another guy on base to see if Oakland can kind of chip back into this lead and hopefully get back into this ball game. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and foul. I appreciate the net more than ever now, because I probably would have lost multiple teeth had the net not been there. That was a line drive right back to Maine at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Curveball misses in the other batter box. That'll make it 3 balls and 2 strikes to Lucas Day. Oakland trying to work that pitch count to see if they can get Clayton Brock out of the ball game. 3-2 out. How Brandon Heidel stepping back up now for the Golden Grizzlies. Heidel has singled and grounded out to the pitcher in this game already. And that pitch will also hit an Oakland batter. This time, Brandon Heidel taking this one. And that'll put runners on first and second with 1 out, with the right fielder Trent Rice stepping up to the plate with a chance to do some damage and bring in some runs here for Oakland.
Number 3, Trent Rice.
Clayton Brock. However, the hit by pitch has been a little bit of a common occurrence. It's at least happened 3 times and has happened to both of Oakland's current base runners, as Rice will step in for the first pitch. And that ball is outside. 1 ball and no strikes to the right fielder, number 3, Trent Rice, who has also gotten hit by a pitch in this game. That'll be a mound conference here for Northern Kentucky, as it looks like Clayton Brock's having a little bit of a hard time finding that strike zone this inning. And just in case Northern Kentucky is throwing a pitcher into the bullpen, just in case things potentially could get out of hand for Clayton Brock. But honestly, I think this is probably just going to be a talk of reassurance, telling him that he's done a pretty good job so far limiting these Oaklands. And that does seem to be the case. As Clayton Brock will
Twist it, Norse, twist it.
1-0 pitch. Hard line drive, caught on a dive by the shortstop. A play by Brennan Rowe, the shortstop. That was definitely going to be a base hit and maybe a run for the Golden Grizzlies, but Brennan Rowe says no. Amazing diving play to Rob Trent. That will bring the Oakland Golden Grizzlies shortstop Sam Griffith up to the plate, and really if you're Oakland, that's just a really tough break. Foul tipped into the glove. It is strike one. 0-1 to the shortstop, Sam Griffith, who has singled and struck out in this game. Leadoff hitter Reggie Bussey is on deck, if they can get there. Swing and a miss for Sam Griffith this time. It's no balls and 2 strikes for the Golden Grizzlies shortstop. Then this would be a really big at-bat here for Griffith and the Golden Grizzlies to see if they can get some more runs on the board, because really after that third inning, back-to-back zeros have been thrown by the starter Clayton Brock for Northern Kentucky. Here we go, the 0-2 pitch coming. Swung on and missed. Ball hits the dirt, but the catcher will tag out Griffith. That's another strikeout for the Golden Grizzlies.
He has been doing a great job at providing a controlled aggression, one that Oakland is just really struggling to match this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's really great at bats. And yeah, like as we kind of both said earlier, now that controlled aggression has been key for Northern Kentucky. But the other thing is, when you have that lead, you can feel free to be more aggressive pitching-wise, too. When you're Oakland, you're kind of back on your heels at this point, trying to get back in it. It's just really a tough position for Oakland to be in. And yeah, Northern Kentucky's just done a really nice job taking advantage of that.
Honestly, Oakland needs to fall back onto just the basic play style instead of trying to go for the aggressive play style and matching Kentucky. Reaffirm their basic control of baseball, and thus that might be what it takes to overcome it, simply because Kentucky wouldn't expect it.
Yeah, I mean, a big inning would be really helpful for Oakland when they get their next opportunity to hit. Just to even maybe see if you can turn momentum a little bit and see if that can maybe carry into something else. But yeah, Northern Kentucky just kind of rode a hot wave right now, and that's just continued as Will Hearn will warm back up for another inning of work for the Golden Grizzlies. Are back. Leading off the inning will be the first baseman, Liam McFadden-Ackman. That pitch is inside, misses on the first pitch. It is 1-0. McFadden-Ackman has 2 hits in this game, including a 3-run home run that really kind of busted this game open in favor of Northern Kentucky. That pitch is also inside and will also be a ball. It is 2 balls and no strikes now to the Northern Kentucky batting average and home run leader, Liam McFadden-Ackman. That pitch, I think, looked a little down. It was close, but called a ball. It is now 3 balls and no strikes to McFadden-Ackman. 3-0 pitch. That one is in there for a strike. The fastball freezes McFadden-Ackman there, and it is 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-1 pitch. Hit on into right field, but going deeply foul. And the count is now full as Will Hearn has battled back into this count. The count is now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Liam McFadden-Ackman, who will certainly be aggressive if he gets the opportunity to do so, as that pitch is just low, and McFadden-Ackman will take a walk there for Northern Kentucky, as that will bring up the catcher, Jake Pollock, back to the plate.
Now batting number 27, Jake Pollock.
Oakland needs to do whatever it can to keep Northern Kentucky from getting any more batters on base, because those batters on base and doing their runs seems to be part of the defining part of this game and a key part of Northern Kentucky's aggression.
Absolutely, yeah. Northern Kentucky's done a great job not just getting runners on base, but making sure that those runs score. I mean, if you look at the scoreboard out there, Northern Kentucky only has 16 hits, but 15 runs, meaning that almost all of those guys, except for one, has ended up scoring. As he gets McFadden-Ekman leaning there on the pickoff throw, but he will slide back in safely. The count will remain 1-1 strike here to the catcher, Jake Pollock. This pitch is popped up foul, out of play. As Will Hearn takes advantage of the count here, it is 1-2 strikes now. Double play is in order for the Golden Grizzlies if they can get it with a runner on first. But Pollock certainly won't make that easy with his ability to hit, as there's another throw over to first, as McFadden-Ekman is back in safely once again, standing up. As Jake Pollock will patiently await the 1-2 pitch coming up here. Another throw over. McFadden-Ekman once again back in standing. 1-2 strikes, the count will remain. Hearn will fire the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball to shortstop. Griffith fires on to second. He gets to out there. Fires on to first. The throw will not quite be in time, but the Golden Grizzlies will get the leading runner in McFadden-Ekman out at second, as Jake Pollock will beat it out at first. 1 out and a runner on first for the Norse.
Colton Kuchera.
Colton Kuchera will now be back in for Northern Kentucky, the left fielder in this ball game. First pitch is low. It is 1-0 strikes now. Northern Kentucky will call time and will put in a new runner into the game to relieve Jake Pollock. That is, I believe, number 21, Ryan Kilpatrick, I believe, is the new runner for Northern Kentucky, if I saw that correctly. Yes, it is number 29, Ryan Kilpatrick, who does have 2 stolen bases on the year for the Norse. So, again, something completely not pay attention to, as he does, as Hearn will throw over there, but he will slide back in safely. Count will remain 1-0 to Colt Kuchera when the next pitch comes back in. 1-0 pitch. Ooh. Try to cut it back in. Couldn't quite get it in enough. And it is 2 balls and no strikes for Northern Kentucky's hitter, Colton Kuchera. Cut in, but just cut a little too late to get the call. It is 3 balls and no strikes now. As Colton Kuchera gets completely ahead in the count, 3-0. Standing up. Hearn will set 3-0 pitch inside. That'll be a 4-pitch walk for Colton Kuchera. Runners on here against Will Hearn, as that will bring, it looks like it would be Tyler Schoenfeld, but that looks like a new hitter for Northern Kentucky.
Number 2, Peyton Lane.
Now batting number 2, Peyton Lane.
It is Peyton Lane. Peyton Lane's coming in today with a .385 batting average with 1 home run and 7 RBIs as the new hitter for the Norse, as that pitch is low for ball 1. I would assume Peyton Lane will take over for Tyler Schoenfeld in center field. That pitch is outside for a ball. It is 2-0 now to the new hitter, Peyton Lane, for Northern Kentucky. Will come out to talk with Will Hearn to see if he can kind of get him back in the strike zone a little bit. But again, this is kind of what we've been talking about the whole game. Northern Kentucky is not chasing these pitches. They are waiting for pitches in the strike zone. And
Northern Kentucky, and often is bringing his own challenge to the pitcher.
as that pitch will miss outside and maybe even a little bit up too. It's 3 balls and no strikes now on the pinch hitter Peyton Lane, as John Odom will wait on deck for the Norse. Three-one pitch is also a strike. Maybe that's what the doctor ordered for whatever Heidel told him. He's back in the count. It's 3-2, but he still needs a strike here to make sure there's no walk. And here is the pitch, and it is indeed up. Ball 4 as Peyton Lane draws a walk, and the bases will now be loaded with 1 out for John Odom, who has already homered twice in this game. So again, not exactly a great situation to be in if you're the Golden Grizzlies.
No. At this point, they need to set aside that nerves and try and tap into that confidence they saw coming out in the 3rd inning.
First pitch is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. First time we've seen a shift, it looks like, from Oakland, as there will be, as the third baseman, shortstop, and second baseman will all be to the left side of second base. That pitch is inside as Odom will bounce out of the way to make sure he doesn't get hit by that pitch. It's 1 ball and 1 strike with the bases still loaded for Northern Kentucky. Odom awaits the 1-1 pitch. Fouled away. And that'll make the count 1 ball and 2 strikes now on the second baseman, John Odom, as Will Hearn is officially ahead in the count. 1-2 pitch. Foul away. Right back against the protective netting. And that'll keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I think the only other thing we've really learned this game beyond, I think, Kentucky's controlled aggression is just how thankful everyone is for that protective netting.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. If this netting wasn't here, like I said earlier in one of the Oakland at-bats, I probably would have lost a lot of my teeth. So we are very thankful here for the misses inside. Ball with that one, but just a really good pitch, just, I guess, slightly. Eighteen to 3 in favor of Northern Kentucky. Yeah, if you're Oakland staff at this point, I'm not even sure what more you can do. I mean, he worked a great count there, had to deliver a strike. You couldn't walk a guy with the bases loaded, and Odom once again strikes for the big fly with his 3rd home run of the day, and it's just not been Oakland's day, down 19 to 3. Mitch Wood, the designated hitter, is now stepping into the box wearing the number 10, and he will take the first pitch outside for a ball. It is 1 ball and no strikes now, with one a little bit ahead of that one. That'll even the count at 1 for Will Hearn. One pitch. There, 2 balls and 2 strikes now to designated hitter Mitch Wood. who has singled in this game, but he's also struck out, grounded out, and popped out to the shortstop. As that ball also just misses, and the count is now full to Mitch Wood with 3 balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball into third. Under the glove of Brandon Nye, and just no play there for Sam Griffith. That's going to be another base runner for Northern Kentucky on a play that might have been able to be made. It would have been to the Norse as they look to continue to add on. As the shortstop, Brennan Rowe will be able to step in for another at-bat here for Northern Kentucky. Rowe made a really nice play at short. Kentucky, as this ball is popped up to right. No balls and 1 strike now on the shortstop, Brennan Rowe. But it's been a really good day for Rowe. Not only did he have that nice play in the field, he's also hit a home run off the batter's eye here for Northern Kentucky. So very solid day for the 9 hitters. That ball is taken just a little bit up. That'll make it 1 ball and 1 strike now to pitch. And that pitch is hammered into center field. Bussey is going back. Did they do it again? They did. Another home run for Northern Kentucky. That's going to make the score 21-3, and Northern Kentucky just won't stop with the bats right now. You definitely know it's not a good day for Oakland pitchers if your opponent has hit 7 home runs, as that was Northern Kentucky's 7th home run in this ballgame to make the lead 21-3. At the top of the order comes back here, as it is Cleary Simpson back up to the plate for Northern Kentucky. And that ball is laced into center field. Will that ball get down? It will. That will get past Reggie Bussey in center field. That will bounce up against the wall. Bussey will fire it in to the shortstop, Griffith, as Simpson will hold with the double. Another hit for Northern Kentucky. This time it's a double off the wall. Kentucky, as Traven Moss gets to come back to the plate to do more damage.
As our producer, Gavin Smilowski states, this is in fact a crazy game. It is not very often you see.
Yeah, I mean, I know we've kind of been gushing over Northern Kentucky's offense in this game, but they've just done such an excellent job against these Oakland pitchers. It's really a tough day if you're Oakland. In this one, getting on base at least 4 times. It's been a good one if you're him. Another ball against a protective screen here, and that'll make it 1 ball and 2 strikes now, as Will Hearn is going to try to get another out here to see if they can kind of get a little bit of stuff here for Oakland. 1-2 pitch. Fouled away again. And again, that's just what good hitters do. When it's a ball, they've always pretty much laid off almost all of them. When there's a ball in the strike zone and it's not a great, they just spoil it and live to fight another day. That's what great hitters do, and that's what pretty much every Northern Kentucky batter has done in this game. 1-2 pitch. Sam Griffith calls it off, and he will make the catch. Big out there for the Golden Grizzlies. That will be the second out. The runner is still on second, which will bring Liam McFadden-Ackman back up to the plate to potentially do even more damage.
Liam McFadden-Ackman.
As we've said before, McFadden-Ackman leads the Northern Kentucky Norse in batting average. And for that strike, making it 0-1. Pitch is just a little bit inside there. It's 1 ball and 1 strike here with 2. The wall, weird kind of. Right fielder could not find that ball. Ball is bobbled by Reggie Bussey in center field, and that's now going to be a triple for Liam Mc.
At 29, Ryan Kilpatrick.
And Ryan Kilpatrick. The 1-0 pitch to Kilpatrick. Taken for a strike. Gets 1 ball and 1 strike. Three to 3 with a runner on third. Kilpatrick waits on the pitch, and the pitch comes in, and that ball is bounced foul as the count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that will now make the score 23-3 in favor of
Kuchera.
Colton Kuchera will be back in the batter's box now for Northern Kentucky with a runner on first and 2 outs. And really, if you're Oakland, you want to get out of the inning at this point, no matter what way you can do it. As this pitch will bounce to the plate, nice cover up there by Brandon Heidel, make sure the ball didn't get past him and allow another runner to move an extra 90 feet. Make it 2-0 as another low pitch is stopped by Heidel.